Jonathan.
And I'm Heidi.
Welcome to Global Talk. Today we're going to be talking about more books. And Heidi has 5 of her best series that she loves to go through with our older kids.
Yeah. And so the first series that I liked is the Trailblazer books. Now these go over different people who have gone around the world, showed and shares God's love. And so they're based on true stories, but it's a fiction point of view. So it's historical fiction, but very well written, very encouraging. My big kids love to read it on their own, but I also love to read it to them as they're getting into their tweens, I think, and even the big kids, they still listen to me. Even the teenagers loves to listen to me read to them. But this is a great series. Okay, the next one, number 2, is Anything by Patricia St. John. I've got some really good friends, and they always recommend good books, and so that's how I heard about these. And these are like, oh man, the first time I read through it, I cried through it. But these are really good stories. They're fiction books, but they're just talking about how each one of these children and their little stories of their lives, how they kind of meet or understand who God is from their experiences that they have. And so I really have enjoyed those books. All of those books are just definitely you must have in your library. Okay, this one we're actually reading again for the second time, and some of the ones that didn't hear it before are hearing it. But this one series is called the Wilder King Trilogy. And I always call it the Bark of the Bog Owl because that's the first one, but very suspenseful, has you at the edge of your seat through every chapter. The kids are like, oh no, please read me more, in tears. But I'm like, no.
We want more.
Oh, yeah.
We want more.
But it's so good. And so this is actually the last book, number 3 of the series. But the books are great. I encourage you to check those out and put that in your library.
I feel like I need to have a part.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm just holding it for you.
Oh, okay, thanks. This one's Left Behind. And so you guys may have heard about the Left Behind series, like the adult version. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. This is called the youth version, and this is just 1 through 6. There are 40 books. But let me just tell you that when you start reading a chapter,
you won't be able to put it down.
Yeah, it is one of those ones where you're just going to read through the book like that. Like, I couldn't even put it down for my kids. They were like, Mom, you couldn't stop reading probably at some point. Actually, they were on the edge of their seat as well. And we just kept reading through all of these, and we made it through all 40 of them. I do encourage you to do this, to get this series. They're out of print, so you have to find them somewhere.
Yeah, you can get them cheap, used.
Yeah, you can get them cheap used,
And
or maybe there's a library. Yeah, and I really enjoyed this series. Anyway. On the edge of your seat, and it does talk about end times, so they're coming up with their best conclusion of what they think the world would be like when Jesus came back and it was the end times. And so they're using the Word of God as far as trying to guess what it might be like from the Word of God. So they don't know everything because we don't know everything, and we can read the Word of God and we have some guesses, but it's kind of a neat story about how each one of these kids and their kind of plight along this path during the end time. So very cool, very encouraging, and I really enjoyed reading this out loud to the kids.
And last but not least,
Chronicles of Narnia. I think everybody reads this one, but this is so good. I really have loved the whole Chronicles of Narnia series. Imaginative, very creative, and C.S. Lewis is a great author.
Yeah, anything by C.S. Lewis is good.
To bring it into making something that's fiction help you think about the reality.
Understand who God is.
Yeah, it's really cool. Very cool. There's my top 5 for the big kids.
Yeah, so read a lot. Remember last time what I told you? I said what will influence your kids the most is the people that they're around and the books that they will read. Mm-hmm. So make sure your kids are reading good books that are pointing them to Christ, helping them to understand what the world is like and how they can be involved in reaching the nations.
Yep. Bye.